Welcome to another episode of the Cannabis Marketing Show. My name is Ty Daniel Smith,
And I'm Kylie Lowe.
and today we are discussing why cannabis companies need to be focusing on SEO. So we are going to walk through the basics of what SEO is, why it should be a vital growth strategy for every cannabis and CBD company, and we'll talk about some helpful tools to use for your SEO strategy. So first, let's talk about what SEO is. SEO is search engine optimization. Basically, it's the process of getting your site to rank higher on Google and other search engines with the goal of attracting more organic site traffic. It's a incredibly complex topic that we won't dive into too much in this episode. And I think either this upcoming week or the week following, we're going to put out a deeper, more granular SEO episode. So if you're interested in learning more about SEO on a more granular level, make sure you subscribe to the podcast and we'll talk about it there. But that's the basics of it. So why should cannabis and CBD companies pay special attention to SEO? The first part is that it's somewhat of an owned marketing channel, quote unquote. I'll go more into what that means in a minute. But first of all, cannabis brands don't have access to a lot of the digital marketing channels that other industries do. If you're in this space and you're a marketer, you know it's really difficult to run ads on Google and social media because the industry that we work in is regulated. So this is an ongoing issue with a lot of third-party marketing platforms, which is why we have like huge marketing companies like MailChimp, for example, which is one of the biggest email providers for newsletters, that they've outright banned cannabis content. So what this means is that any channel that you could really own is really valuable, since you won't have to really ask for permission. You're not going to get banned. You don't have to keep paying to post your content.
That's why WeedTube started, because YouTube kept removing cannabis content.
Yeah, exactly. And it's still growing pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you can rank well for a keyword, it's somewhat of an owned channel, like I said, meaning that it's a marketing channel that you're not paying extra for. And it's relatively consistent in that you're constantly getting traffic to your site from that keyword. And I say somewhat owned because technically Google could, change the rule tomorrow and say, oh, we're not going to serve any content that's related to cannabis or whatever. They could do that, but they're not going to. It's in their best interest to serve the most relevant content to people that are searching something, which is why I'm comfortable saying it's somewhat owned. The next point is that it's really inexpensive compared to other options. So technically, SEO can cost like nothing. To rank content on Google, all you really have to do is create good content. So there's a lot of free tools that will guide you in what content to create and how to create it. That said, if you're using SEO as a major part of your growth strategy, you should get the more premium tools. I would probably say the necessities of what you need are still only a few $100s per month. So it's still, not much. And even if you're going to go through an agency like ours, it's still really cost effective. For example, we had a client who we created content for on a brand new site with a brand new domain. So if you know anything about SEO, you know how hard it is to rank a brand new site with a new domain. So we did that. We created some content for them. And if you break down what they paid us versus how much organic traffic they're getting every month, it comes to less than a quarter cost per click. And that's only over the past few months. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, and again, that's owned content. They're now, now they stopped working with us, so they're not going to stop ranking for that keyword. So as the timeline gets longer, it's going to drive that cost per click down to pennies over the long term. So super cost effective.
Very cost effective.
Yeah. So it's also really early, which is another reason to get on SEO, because I say early in terms of, the cannabis and CBD industries are still, in their infancies compared.
They're predicting globally cannabis being upwards of $500 billion globally, which is, massive. It's only legal, if you think about it, for recreational use in only 11 states. So the opportunities are huge when it comes to SEO as far as cannabis and CBD are concerned.
Yeah, exactly. So right now, less people will be searching for it than they will be in the future, which is obviously, downside. There's less traffic now, but there's also way less companies competing for those keywords, which is why I'm saying this is a reason to get in now. it's going to be so much easier to rank for high traffic keywords now than it will be, a year from now or 5 years from now. And a big part of how Google works is that if a lot of people are clicking on your link when they search for a keyword, it tells Google, all right, this is good content. It makes sense to keep serving this content to people that are searching for this keyword. So it solidifies your ranking a little bit. So another reason to get in now before other people start targeting that same keyword. So opportunities are definitely going to dry up as more companies get involved in this space. So, take advantage now.
Yeah, it's important to know that 89% of purchases start at your search query. So people, like 89% of purchases start when people enter something in the search bar. So if you don't have a ton of competition and it doesn't cost a lot to, rank highly on Google, it definitely makes sense to spend time investing in SEO, because that's something that long term will help your business grow and establish you, as a thought leader in the space if you're one of the first, results on Google.
Exactly. And again, it's really inexpensive. You really just need, technically you do it yourself. If you're a small company and you don't have, a content writing team, you could just write the content yourself, do the keyword research yourself. You're not paying anyone. If you want to, take it to the next level, you can hire a good writer that is SEO experienced. But again, it's really not that expensive. So let's talk about some helpful tools for SEO. Ahrefs is one that we use a lot. It's really good for keyword research. And it also helps you identify new backlinks, and it'll tell you when a site that was once linking to you is no longer linking to you. So it's really good for that. Another good one is SEMrush. We actually had a call with their team this morning. They're really powerful software, really good for getting more insight into your organic traffic and the organic traffic of your competitors. Also really helpful with keyword research and just general audits of your site to see if there's any issues with your site that might be preventing you from ranking well. So we're going to drop a link in the description as well that will get you a free 7-day trial of the pro version of SEMrush. So I definitely recommend trying it out because it's
nice.
super helpful. Yeah. Moz is one of the bigger SEO companies as well. They have paid tools, but they also have a really great free tool that will tell you the current domain authority of your site. So that's a good thing to watch, because as that gets higher, it'll be easier to rank for new content.
Yeah.
And Cannabound. I mean, we have our free site audit tool as well. If you go to cannabound.io/analysis-tool, you just enter your email and your URL, and it's going to send you an email that has an audit of, these pages have this error. If you fix that, it's going to improve your ranking. If your site speed is low, maybe optimize these images to improve your ranking, because that's an important part for ranking, site speed.
Super helpful information.
Yeah. It's great. It really is great. I mean, there's so many tools out there. There's so many great SEO tools. Those are just some of the ones that we like. That's, kind of the conclusion of what we have today. We really love SEO. As you can probably tell how much we have to talk about it. And we're really proud of the results. Yeah, me particularly.
Yeah. No, it is interesting.
It is. It's a lot of fun in my opinion, but maybe that's just me. But yeah, we're also, really proud of the results we've driven for our clients. So if you're planning on making SEO a bigger part of your growth strategy, reach out to us at info@cannabound.io. We love talking about this stuff, and we'll point you in the direction of some more helpful resources to make your job easier. And if you found this episode valuable, please rate us and review us and recommend us to a friend, because it really goes a long way in helping us make more content. And also join us on our newsletter. Every week we send out a newsletter with more helpful cannabis and CBD marketing tips. So join that at cannabound.io/newsletter. Dope Letter just launched.
Yes.
Forgot about Dope Letter. Can't forget about Dope Letter. So we just launched a new newsletter called Dope Letter, and it breaks down everything you need to know about the cannabis and CBD industries in a super, it's fun, it's easy to digest. It takes less than 5 minutes a week. Go to dopeletter.com and you can sign up and check it out. And that is it for this episode. Kylie, do you have anything else?
That's it. Just follow us on Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram, cannabound_.
Yep.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoy this episode, and we will catch you next time.
Stay safe.